Organic garden's all opened up. I let all this, it's mostly raspberry bush, but it's all kinds of different grasses and weeds and everything. I let it all grow up because this garden, if I pull all that stuff up too early and turn it, this garden gets kind of dry before it's planting season, you know, and I don't start watering this. I have to haul water to this garden with buckets, so I don't start watering this until there's plants in. So I just left all that stuff covering, it was covering all the open spaces, and it seemed to leave the ground in a lot better shape than last year when it was all dried out. But tomorrow we're going to start planting butternut squash and zucchini right here. And then on the back of the garden, I still got to clean that up and till it or hoe it up. And we're going to put pumpkins in there, and then on the trellis there'll just be cucumbers mostly, but there are some tomatoes coming up, some Roma tomatoes from where I had them last year, so they're coming up now. I'll probably let some of those go, let 2 or 3 of those survive there, and I didn't plant any of those this year, so I'll probably just let them go right there. They're right there, they're coming up right there, so I'll just let one Roma plant grow right there, or 2, and then the rest of that trellis will be all cucumbers, straight 8. And on the back, we're gonna do some Big Mac's pumpkin and some little sweet pumpkin pie pumpkins. I did those last year and they came out real nice. Also got some blue squash and some spaghetti squash from my neighbor. My neighbor Joe's over there now, and he's got his whole homestead going, and he started a bunch of seeds that I usually don't do. So I'm gonna try a couple things. Try to do some jalapenos in the greenhouse. I used to grow those in California, but I can never get them to grow here. But I think I will be able to if I keep them in the greenhouse all summer. It stays nice and warm in there. And then, yeah, the big blue squash is something he gave me, and then spaghetti squash, which I've never had spaghetti squash before. And they're like, told me it's the jam, especially if I like eating a lot of pasta. It's healthier than pasta, so I'm looking forward to that. Some new plants to try out this year. But this is mostly going to be the zucchini, and then this whole thing, you know, other than the cucumbers, is going to be butternut squash. There's going to be a row on the back too of butternut squash. So this whole area will just be butternut squash vine. And that's the squash I eat the most of. It's the one I like the most of. Black flies were only out for like a week, so that wasn't a bad black fly season. You know, now that the temperature fluctuates so much in the spring, the black fly season's a lot shorter. But the mosquitoes are crazy right now. There's so freaking many of them, it's nuts. It's like June 3rd, no frost this year in June, which we had the last 2 years, which messed things up. So all my plants are doing great, and they're ahead of where they've been at before. Yeah, they're just doing great, and the weather looks nice, so everything should be fine. So I'm gonna get them all in the ground, and 2022 season is started, and this is an important season because food prices have gone up like 30 or 40% on most things. So I definitely need my vegetable garden this year. It's gonna help me out a lot.